Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, outgoing chairperson of the EU Commission, Chief Obasanjo. He forgot to mention that Chief Obasanjo came to Mekelle 8 times. And of course with him also came drones. So we're lucky that Chief Obasanjo came 8 times, and it gave us the opportunity to at least stop the drones. And that, I believe, is what it means to silence the guns. And once again, I would like to thank the AU and its people for taking the opportunity to take ownership of the process. And I also would like to take the opportunity to reflect that I wish this was a moment would take to thank each other, greet each other, that we have accomplished everything when it comes to not just only silencing the guns in Tigray, but also carrying out all the objectives that were particularly mentioned in the Pretoria Agreement. And I have every reason to believe that with continued engagement, we'll still have the opportunity to make sure that what the AU, by way of slogan, says African solutions to African problems, is indeed a reality. And I look forward to being part of that process. And we still have a long way to go before we can rest on our laurels. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you here, Chief Obasanjo, Uhuru Kenyatta, Madam Fuzile, my friend Al Haji. He's bragging that he wasn't intimidated, but whatever I did and whatever he did, at least gave us reason to believe that something could be done under the auspices of the EU. And as my friend Gideon here, a stickler for details, he wasn't just a justice minister. He was the guy who gave us a run for your money, as it were. But looking back on Pretoria, all I can see is the first experience I had. Commissioner Bankole was telling me what the engagement looked like with Minister Pandor. The first impression we had was we were kept in the DIRCO office. We're not even allowed to go out of that particular premise, not even for a walk. So I felt like we were being forced into some kind of I mean, we were expected to cap up a solution, or else you'd not be allowed to go. But again, the continued engagement after 10 days gave rise to the kind of conclusion that I particularly am proud we have achieved. Silencing the guns in 2013 is, I thought when this was launched, I thought this was too much of a task. I have reason to believe that silencing the guns should not have been too much of a task. And it's obvious that what we did in Pretoria clearly showed that as long as there is commitment on both sides, it's not entirely difficult to silence the guns. But unfortunately, silencing the guns is not the end of the story. And AU leadership, I clearly, one of the lessons that you've been alluding to is AU leadership. AU leadership is good, but it's not entirely good enough, because yes, finance is one thing, FTB has been doing this and that, but for our engagements to go beyond the slogans, for our engagements to result in the kinds of outcomes that we all would cherish, the engagement of other parties, as you have rightly pointed out, is quite critical. One of the things that I should point out at this point in time is that although the observers were relevant in many ways, the fact that they were not there as guarantors of the agreement has had its own negative impact